So before we round up, I would like you to touch on this, and that is there. Of course, there has recent with the recent happenings globally, and particularly in Africa. There has been a spate of coups in Africa recently. So, what do you think is causing that, in your opinion? And are these coups a threat to democracy?
Well, the coup a ceremony, I call it, because it's ceremoniously. If you watch very well, it affected the Francophone countries only. Only the Francophone countries. Okay. You look at Chad, you look at Burkina Faso, you look at Niger, you look at Mali, you look at Guinea-Conakry. These countries are all Francophones that have been enjoying half independent from their mother France. France never let them be. And they look at it according to all the attack and counter-attack. France is siphoning them, never allow them to be on their own. France decide who become president of their country and deprive them of certain privileges. So it started like a bushfire, and thank God we were able to curtail it. And it has to, because it was like about to consume the entire West African sub-region, to be precise. But Madam, look at it in another perspective. Chad President Idriss Déby, the late Idriss Déby, has been in power for more than 3 decades. The Gabon president, Bongo, from Ali to Umar Bongo, and from Umar to Ali Bongo, they have been in power for over almost 5 decades. They have been in power almost 5 decades. And the same thing goes to Guinea-Conakry. The man has been there manipulating elections. So it's like enough is enough, kind of. We in the peace mission, we don't support coup in any way. We always support the democratic system of government. The worst democratic system is better than the military autocracy, according to them. But I'm not looking at it that way. I will look at a fair democratic system, a fair, not worst. A fair democratic system is much more better than the best military regime. If you look at it, all the progresses we recorded in the West African sub-region, all the developmental project that was carried, that we are enjoying today, was carried by the military, because they don't have much assembly to drag power with them. In democratic era, National Assembly is our problem. I think let me seize this opportunity to advise on the need to merge the 2 houses together. The Senate and Reps is duplication of duties. You see House Committee on Interior, you see Senate Committee on Interior. House Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs. House Committee on Petroleum, Senate Committee. For God's sake, what are we doing there? So if the reps have no much work to do, let there be only Senate, or let there be Parliament. Both House should be merged together and be one Parliament, not divided Parliament. Now, if you look at how many people are allocated funds to execute constituency project, they being there, warming their seat, getting married. The next thing is you see them buying their private jet, getting married to an Algerian wife or a Moroccan wives, and so on. So they are there to better their life, not to better the life of the people. So let's go back to the coup. This Niger own is the only one that got me confused, actually. But the Burkina and so on, if you can understand, Burkina, there was a time when the public went after the Senate president. He left after the president ran away. The Senate president ran away, and the military came in. It's like a soft landed coup, unlike the other areas that they use palace coup or military assassination of the president in Chad. So Niger own, I don't see why the military, I don't know the excuse the military is giving. They don't have any excuse. This is a democratically elected president that has been there just some few, he has not even finished his first tenure. And he has never been in power as a president or whatever before you could say maybe he has been manipulating. Or this is the first time of being a president. He was foreign affairs minister and so on. What is your reason? He was fighting France. You are fighting France. Bazou was fighting France to let Niger be. And you, the military, said, we don't want France. So if the common enemy is France, then why are you removing him from power? This is something that we don't like, we don't support, Nigeria don't support, international community don't support it. Unlike other areas like Mali and Burkina, Mali was overtaken by insurgents, by bandits, and half of the land was in the hand of bandits in a democratic system. So the military look at it that we are losing our land, and they came in. It's not justifiable because as you capture the land, organize an election, bring in a democratic system, even though if it is you, the military president, that you will metamorphose into a civilian president, is welcome development. All we need is let there be democratic system. Democratic system is for the people and with the people, that's by the people and for the people. So if you don't carry the people along, military autocracy does not give anybody freedom mind or freedom of speech. So this is the area between autocratic rule and democratic rule. Niger own becomes different, but because they have a common enemy, France, so they connected themselves, and with the backing of Algeria and the breakdown of law in Sudan helped them to gain grounds. So it takes wisdom to fight because, madam, if you look at the terrain, Sudan is the end of Africa in the other northeastern side of Africa. Guinea-Conakry is the extreme of the Western Africa. So a chain has already been connected. Mm-hmm. Sudan has a barrier, Chad has it with Niger has it with Mali has it with Guinea. Then Burkina has it with Mali and Niger. So it's now one land freely, and they are all military rulers from Sudan to Guinea.
To Guinea, that's right.
So it takes wisdom to fight them because they believe when you fight Niger, the next one is Mali, the next one is Burkina. So the military have decided to come together to support one of theirs, so that it will not extend to them. That is why I like the wisdom the ECOWAS sub-region decided to have a rethink of tackling this issue. Now they are trying to use diplomacy in tackling the issue. There are sanctions going on and it's affecting the people of Niger badly. So there should be serious dialogue with the military junta to hasten up and hand over to a democratically elected government. They were looking for 3 years. The ECOWAS insisted on few months, let them conduct election and let there be a democratic president. So to me, the way I understand the higgledy-piggledy or the issue of the coup and the counter-coup is because of France, because of that France. And each and every one of them, the moment the military takes over, the France asset is the first to be attacked. So this shows that enough is enough. And I'm calling on the French government to also allow the other African countries that are under their sub-colonization to let them be, so that they will be an fully independent continent of Africa. Africa have come of age. We have the resources the whole world needs. What we need is patriotism and unity. we are not patriots. Somebody will say, I just left Austria, I just left UK, everything is moving fine, nothing is moving in Nigeria, nothing is moving in Africa. Nothing will move in Nigeria, nothing will move in Africa, because you and I, common task, you don't want to pay. Most of these European countries don't have oil. They survive through tax. They eat and give you the excess of what they consume as aid, technical aid, US aid, UK aid, Turkish aid, then Netherlands aid, German aid. And this money, they get those aids through the taxes they are collecting from their patriotic citizens to give the unpatriotic people. Guess what? When this aid comes to us, we don't use it to execute project. We again pocket it among ourselves. Shame unto us. So this is the area that we need to be serious about. Patriotism, madam. Let's love our country. Let's love our continent, and let there be unity. Without unity, no peace. Without peace, no unity. So you see, it interconnects. So two things we need in Africa or in Nigeria, nothing more than that. Be patriot, love your country, then unite, let there be peace among peaceful coexistence. We will excel. The whole world will look for Africa for economic survival if we stand as brothers, family. This is all I have to say, madam.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Certainly so. Your employment, even prior and now, we all know as the current chair, International Peace and Governance Council. Like you had mentioned, and I quite agree, it's a really tough, job. And I'm sure, with your wealth of experience and with all what you're laying out, you're going to be on top of the affairs and, directing uh, the council in the right direction in ensuring peace in Nigeria and by extension globally. How does Ambassador Dr. Coomassie rest? How do you relax?
That's the problem. As I'm talking to you now, after this meeting, I have a meeting in the office. They are even waiting for me.
Yes.
We are to hold a meeting between 10 to 11 this night. My own is that even though whenever I'm sleeping, my computer is by my side, my phone is by my side, I communicate anytime on Facebook. The area I don't normally like, I like the handlers to go is Twitter. It's a dirty market. I don't like to be frustrated there. So we have handlers handling it, but I go Facebook on my own to propagate and advocate. So rest, it should be part of your work. You work, you rest, you rest, you work. So there is nothing like this day I decide to rest on so it doesn't work. I work even on Sundays.
Okay.
And as I'm talking to you now, if a signal comes for me to travel to US this night and the ticket is sent to me and there is availability of flight, madam, I jet out. I'm always ready. My bag is always ready. This is my computer bag, always by my side.
Yeah.
And I have my clothes bag. Every other time, my prayer mat is there, my toothpaste, one cloth that I will wear, because I don't normally carry baggages. Whenever I'm going abroad, I take only one cloth. Okay. On arrival, I buy the suit that I will use it for the meeting I'm going for. So I buy it from abroad. I don't take it from Nigeria to abroad. After all, we are not going for a council meeting. We are going for a white man meeting. So wear their clothes according to the distance. So, madam, he who fights for unity or for peace has no rest. Wow. The only rest we have is when we are dead. But rest, we should rule it out, because until the country is at peace, you can never rest. You can never rest.
Interesting. Well, Ambassador, I want to again Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate and I'm delighted, to have this interview with you. And I hope as, when you get more settled in your role and, accomplishing all this important goals that you need to, it's a need, that it's a need because there just have to be peace. Just like you say, without peace, everything becomes chaotic. So as
That is true.
you go along this journey, I hope you can come back again and we can get some good news with regards to the state of the country, our country, and hopefully things, will improve by then. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.